fasteners, Allen wrench, rivets. The hole goes all the way through. So if you have rivets on your hoops and this comes loose and you can hear it buzzing, it's also pulling off a little bit. To tighten this, you'll get a flat punch like this that fits inside of that hole. This is a 1/4 inch. You could get away with a 3/16 or a cone shaped punch. You're gonna put a punch in a vise, put it on top of the screw so it's supported. You're gonna put this on top of that. You're gonna take a cone shaped punch and a hammer. I prefer a heavy soft metal hammer that won't hurt the punch. I also like these Dasco Pros or the Mayhew punches. You can get them on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. Put this in the center of the hole. Move this over. So you're going to hammer on top of the one that's on the punch. You're using it as an anvil. So right now I'm hammering straight down. And now that's tight. And that's all there is to it. If on the other hand you want to replace the rivets, I'm going to use a drill bit. I'm going to drill in here and kind of wobble around a little bit just so we can break the head off. I could use a bigger drill bit that's the right size, but that's actually a good way to mess up your ear. That one. There we go. And that's 2. Sometimes these will get stuck on the drill bit. Just use a pair of pliers and pull them off. And now to get this off, there you go. Now I'm gonna use a punch to push these all the way through. These are slightly bigger than 3/16. There we go. So I just like to chamfer the hole. Makes the tap go in a little bit easier. Next step, use the drill bit from the thread insert kit. In this case, we're using a 1032. The inserts I'm using are a 2D or 2 depth. Then use the tap. We don't want this to come out. We'll use medium Loctite on the inside of it. These need to thread in like really easily with no real resistance. I'm just using my fingers. Just with any threaded insert. Break that tang off. So certain vintages of these ears were drilled by hand, so sometimes the holes might be placed like this or this instead of nice and even. I'd be willing to bet I could take all these off and put them in different positions. I'm just doing one at a time here, but if I were not, I'd probably, and I've done this before, especially with hand drilled ones, etch a number onto the back and then right there into the spot that gets hidden by the ear. So for instance, this hoop is for a 29. I might call this 9-1, 9-2, 9-3, and so on. And if I'm doing only one hoop, I might just go 1, 2, 8. That way you can take these, clean the whole hoop, put them back in their same position. In this case, that's not necessary. So these go in like so. Dab of non-permanent Loctite. That's 2. 6 more to go. You want to see the easiest way to remove all that? So one thing to keep in mind is you never want to put adhesive on adhesive. It's just not going to hold. This stuff again Get it on the surface. Let it sit for a couple seconds as it absorbs into that material. You're going to grab a razor blade. I like to use used razors for this. Nothing super sharp. I'm kind of rocking back and forth just a little bit. Even though this sits flat, it gets the stuff on the corner as well. And then before it dries, and wipe off the surface. And that already dried, so I'll re-wet it. And that's ready for felt. Doesn't really matter where you start the seam. I just like to put it behind an ear. Then very carefully shape this to the center of the hoop. This is the same whether you have angle hoops or flat hoops like this.